What's up, and welcome to another episode, Master Moats film session. And today, we got to talk about Melvin Ingram, baby. Yes, indeed. Recently signed former Pro Bowler, multiple-time Pro Bowler, outside linebacker, edge rusher. And, man, I'm excited about him, man. When you watch him on tape, it's going to tell two different stories, right? Obviously, last year he missed a ton of time due to injuries, and his play did reflect that a little bit. But at the same time, you look at him the year before that when he was completely healthy, and my man is still getting it done at a very, very high level. So this film session, we're going to do a little bit of both. We're going to show some of his clips from this season and what he did well, but then we're also going to bounce back into a year ago so you can see what a healthy version looks like as well. So without further ado, now we'll start this thing off. That's my man Melvin right there. All right. We'll play this thing full speed, and after that, I'll break it down for you. All right. Alrighty. So, starting that thing off, man, you can see first off, he's on the right side, right? Right outside linebacker and standing up. Now, why is that important? Because in Pittsburgh, we know we're a 3-4 base defense, and we typically like to have our edge rushers, TJ Watt, you think about Bud Dupree, James Harrison, Lamar Woodley, everybody stands up here, 2-point stance. So it's good to see that he is very comfortable doing that. Something else that we will see later in the film is that Melvin can also play the left side. He plays both sides, all right? And sometimes he roams around in the middle, similar to our rover package, which we used to have Bud Dupree do a little bit. TJ Watt does it some, and a guy like Jarvis Jones would do it as well. Jason Rose, those type of guys, right? So he is very capable of all of those things also, okay? But just going to this rush right here, man. I like the fact that when you watch Melvin rush, he actually understands how to rush the passer. So even last year where his sack numbers had dropped, right, because of the injuries, and obviously athletically, he wasn't as explosive because he was dealing with the injuries, he still understands how to rush. So if you look right here, right, coming out of his stance, what is he doing right here? He's threatening this tackle. Now, this is Eric Fisher. He's a really good tackle in this league, right? Former #1 overall pick. He threatens him inside because Fisher has to fill this space, all right? And it's also doing is buying him time. So if this running back wanted to chip him on the way to the quarterback, now he becomes a non-factor, okay? So now from here, once he's threatened Fisher inside and makes this tackle feel like he's really going to go there, now he bucks back outside to that power foot, and now he's going to sit in on this bull rush, which I absolutely love. With Melvin, when he decides to rush like a physical rusher, man, he is so much more productive, but he's still very capable of taking the edge with his speed, as we will see a little bit later. But he sets it up beautiful right here. Power, look at this, pad level, I mean, these are great angles right here. Good knee bend, hitting on the rise, hands, helmet underneath this tackle, and this tackle is on skates right here. He's literally putting this tackle on Patrick Mahomes right here. Now, I would like to see him come off of it just a little bit sooner, so instead of it being a pressure, it could be a sack. But that's some of the things that just happen in the course of a game, man. It is very difficult at the end of it, but that is something that he is more than capable of doing just on this play. Got to do it a little bit sooner. But, man, you talk about power, you talk about a rush plan, you talk about understanding the assignment. This guy's collapsing this pocket, man. This is beautiful. This is a veteran rush right here, man. And that's what you need. That's what you need, baby. All right, now this next play we're going to show is going to show Melvin playing against the run, right? Because we know in Pittsburgh, you can't just be a one-dimensional player. We don't want just pass rushers. We want complete outside linebackers. So right here is going to be a clip of him just setting the edge, and he does a good job of it. So once again, here he is on the right side as the right outside linebacker. All right, and from here, let's play it in full speed. Alrighty. So, to start this thing off, man, what I really love is this. Good width. He understands that, hey, even though, you got to play, pass and run at the same time, at times, occasionally, right, just depending on the down and distance, the sticks and stuff like that. I just like how he gives himself a chance to play both. This space is going to allow him that if it's a hard reach block, okay, he understands how to step into that. If it's a pass set, he's not so tight that it essentially buries him as a rusher, right? Because you have to be able to convert from from the run to the pass rush as well. So this gives him good, ability to do that. Little details, nothing crazy, but once again, when you talk about a third rusher, when you talk about potentially a starter opposite TJ Watt, you want a guy that understands this nuance, these little details. In the words of Coach Tomlin, the minutia. And right here, man, Melvin definitely understands that, man. I mean, right here, love it, right? Nice hands, hat placement, okay? And then from here, sturdy. Now, I know that Fisher's feet gets tangled up a little bit, but I don't look at that as, oh, well, he only won because that. No, I say that's because of Melvin. Because if Fisher was doing what he was supposed to do, Melvin wouldn't be here. Melvin would be out here by these numbers, and it'd be a bigger hole. But because Melvin was so stout against the run and set a legit edge, Fisher can't go anywhere, and this play can't hit where it's designed to hit. And that's why you get this type of log jam right here, because my man set the edge and then he folds him up, man. I like that nasty little finish at the end. Nothing malicious, but it sends a message. It lets him know that, hey, if you run this ball over here, it's going to be major issues all day. Now, we saw this a lot with a guy like Bud Dupree, right? And we're hoping that Melvin can do similar things for us here in Pittsburgh, man. So when you watch this, I get excited for this right here, man, especially when you think about how the season ended in Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Very, very weak against the run in terms of setting the edge. So I like that a lot by Melvin. All right, so before we play this next clip, which is also going to show my man Melvin burning the edge with a speed rush, if you're enjoying the content, which I know you are because you're at the third clip right now, and we're only at the halfway point, so I know you're enjoying yourself. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video and turn on those notifications, baby. I don't want you to miss this type of content that we constantly have dropping on this channel, all right? But with that being said, let's get back to my man Melvin in this film. So right here, we see Melvin once again on the right outside linebacker spot, right? And this is the last one I'm going to show from him last season, okay? Because you will see a difference when we click to him from a year ago. Totally different in terms of the explosiveness that he plays with. But watch my man right here, man. This is him speed rushing, taking the edge, all right? Here we go. Oh, my bad. I don't think I circled it for you. But either way, there he is. You know I love my little telestrator. I can't help myself. Alrighty. So let's get this thing cooking in slow-mo first for you so we can talk a little bit. Alright, so when he first comes out this stance, right? Once again, we talked about in the previous clip, right? Good width right here, good width. Now, obviously, situationally, this is different because of the down and distance. He's just purely thinking about rushing the passer right here, which is fine, which he should be doing, right? But as this play starts, subtle, right? But remember we showed on the first clip when he had the bull rush, how he jabbed him inside. That made the tackle kind of box his shoulders. And then from there, Melvin was able to get pad under pad, drive this guy right back onto the quarterback, right? And it looked good. We say you just need to come off a little bit earlier. So now you talk about how you can have a legit counter move, right? Or a move that looks like 2 to 3 different things, but it's all going to be predicated on what the tackle gives you, and they don't understand what's going on right here. So similar to what we just saw, right? Threaten the inside. Now shoulders boxed. Okay, so he has the bull rush right now. If he wanted that again, he already did that. We've shown that on tape. But instead, he says, I want to take the edge right here. So Fisher, I don't know. I mean, that's cool. But from here, now you see Melvin once he gets to the edge, right? Look at this hip flip, swinging the arms. I love him reaching with the outside hand. Veteran coaching point here. When you need your hips to flip faster, you reach with the outside hand. It will naturally open up your hips and flip them like he is doing right here. And as you can see, it clears him, okay? When you reach with your inside hand, it'll make you stay more vertical, and that's how you typically get ran by the quarterback, right? So the fact that he understands you need to reach with your outside hand is really good, because early on in his career, that's something that he struggled with. Bud Dupree, that's something that Bud struggled with. When I watched Melvin, it reminded me of Bud. Now, granted, I don't think he's as athletic, but in terms of just understanding that, man, you can be a speed rusher, but your bread and butter is power. When you use that speed to power and make it a physical game, you have so much more that you're capable of. now that Melvin does that consistently, you can see why he's had 49 sacks and he's been a multiple time Pro Bowler in his career. But this dude just understands the details and he understands the position of rushing the passer right here. I love veteran rushers like this, man. Like I said, last year wasn't the fastest, dealing with some injuries, right? This is the last game he played before missing, I think, 5 or 6 games as well. But hand usage, I mean, Mahomes gets it out quick, and that's fine. But if he doesn't, that is a QB hit, that is a sack. But when you're talking about a 2 to 3 second throw, and my man is getting 2 hands on this quarterback, that's legit right there, man. That is legit. So now, these next couple clips we're going to show, it's him from a year ago. And you are going to see the difference, all right? You're going to see the difference. Alrighty. Now, we are to my favorite portion of the tape, all right? We said in those first couple of clips, that was Melvin from last year, but Melvin from last year wasn't the same. I mean, he was dealing with some injuries, obviously, and I thought that he was a little bit heavier, right? But this is Melvin from the 2019 season, okay? So not this past season, the season prior to that where he was healthy, 7 sacks during that year as well. And just watch the difference in how this man rushes. If he can get back to this form, we got a legitimate conversation. Either we're going to have a dynamic trio of TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Melvin Ingram, or at least we're going to have TJ and Melvin playing at a crazy high level if he can return to this form, all right? Now, if we get from last year is still legitimate. That's starter. That is in the conversation, and him and Alex Highsmith will push each other. But if Melvin plays like this that we're about to show, different conversation, baby, all right? So, all of last year, he was all at what? Right outside linebacker when we were showing the clips of him, right? Now, he wasn't there exclusively, but that was where he would be at the majority of the time. Now, these clips, he's at the left outside linebacker spot. As you see, I have him circled right here. So, you know how we do it. We're going to play it in full speed. Now that I'm going to break it down. Oh, yes, baby. This gets me going right here, man. So first off, I love the fact that he's position flexible. Could play right or could play left and still be dynamic. Now, what I have noticed is this. When he's rushing on the left, I love his burst, but he tends to have, fall for that inside move. That's what he's trying to hunt when he's on that left side compared to on the right side. A lot more power dominant, a lot more trying to take the edge, okay? So that's typically the difference of his styles of rushes, right side versus left side, but still equally impactful and equally effective. But now watch this, man. When he comes out of the stance, dude, love the burst, right? Now we seen, right? Couple of clips now. This is how you pick up tells on a guy. Like, all right, he likes to set his moves up off of the jab inside, which I enjoy because I feel like you have to threaten the inside. Sometimes that'll make this tackle sit down and you can take the edge, or it just makes them get whacked out a little bit because the timing of everything gets gets thrown off and stuff like that. But now you see once he jabs inside, steps outside, it forces the tackle to shoot his hands. Now, this is what I love about Melvin right here. You talk about a strong man. You talk about a guy that understands leverage. There's no way that one arm should be able to, rock big boy like this, right? But sure enough, what does he do? He catches him oversetting, right? Because once he jabbed him inside and burst back outside, it made the tackle feel that he was going to get beat on the edge. So he had to jump out there. Now, Melvin, knowing that, what does he do? I'm not going to try to race you out here. I'm trying to take the inside anyways. So now that I got you overcommitted outside, I'm going to club you by, which he does. And now, great with his hands clearing it. Now we're finishing the rush. Hunting the ball. You see this right here? Veteran. We're hunting the ball. Because, newsflash, you don't have to tackle the quarterback for it to be a sack. You don't. You can just hit the ball. And that's what he understands right here. He's trying to get a sack right here. If he hits that ball, it's a sack right there. But either way, impact play, good hit, clean hit. I like to push down to the ground, but don't fall on him, right? Can't put your body on him. Smart veteran play. When you talk about needing a third guy, when you talk about needing a potential starter opposite TJ Watt, this is what you're talking about. This is a great signing by the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Oh my goodness. I just love it. Can I watch it one more time? I need it one more time. I love this. Absolutely love this. Boom. Let's get it. All right. Now this last play, baby. This last play right here. Once again, you're going to see my man burn that, you know, in terms of getting off the ball in a hurry and then just being decisive, violent, and winning on the inside, man. He actually gets a sack on this play right here, but it is beautiful to see. And it holds true of what we said about him when he is on the left side as well. So, without further ado, that's my man Melvin. All right. Play it in full speed. After that, we'll break it down. Love an inside rush. All right, so let's talk about this day, man. First off, starting off, really good distance, right, in terms of his width. And I like the fact that he maintains his width even with two bodies in this little bit of area right here. Now, just coaching point here. Offenses will put bodies like this in this area solely to mess with this guy's alignment, okay? Make him either get too tight or have him a little bit too wide, and that can be the difference between a good rush and a bad rush, okay? Just on your pre-snap alignment. But he understands that this is a smaller wide receiver, so he really doesn't have to pay as much attention to him. Now, still be a little risky, but for Melvin, he's pretty confident that, man, this guy's not going to catch him off guard. Now, if this was different, if this was 83 right here, totally different mindset, because 83 is big enough to actually, you know, block him and land a substantial blow on him. So that's just, once again, that veteran savvy, understanding the situation, understanding who is around you and their body types, all right? That's quality information right here. So now as the play progresses, now let's see what he's going to do, right? So we know he loves to set his rush up off of the jab step inside before he'll go outside, inside, or power rush. We've seen that. So let's see. Does it hold true? Yep, holds true. All right. So he's kicking. He comes off his stance. He's going to go step inside, come back outside, and now he has 75 rocking again, right? He's got him in what we like to call the mixer. Okay. So as he's in the mixer, you see 75, man, he's jumping in, jumping out, and ultimately he shoots his hands too soon. With a guy like Melvin, he is looking for you to shoot your hands. And right here, as you see that, that's a no-go versus Melvin, man. He is ready for that. And as you can see, two hand side scissors inside, which I absolutely love. Now, I don't think this was a legitimate twist. I think it just kind of happened because Melvin took the inside and this guy was getting blocked a little bit outside. But either way, I just love how decisive it is. And when you're this decisive, you can make that work, okay? So now, we talked about in the previous cut, right? You got to reach with that outside arm to clear your hips. We talked about that, right? We've seen that a couple times now. Here he is again, consistently with his technique and fundamentals, all right? Doesn't get out of control and say, oh, man, quarterback, let me lose my mind. No, he says, I'm going to reach with this outside hand. I'm going to clear my hips with my back arm, and I'm going to keep my legs moving and show off the flexibility. Dude, this is tough. This is tough to do. But my man finds a way, scratches, claws, gets the quarterback down, man, finally gets what he deserves, man, a sack. And like I said, this is really good by him, though, man. But once again, on the left side now, just showing that positional flexibility. Decisive. Understands how to get the job done, doing it at a high level, man. Now, like I said, if we can get this version of Melvin, this version of Melvin is going to be, hard pressed to not be the starter, okay? Because this Melvin is legitimate. The Melvin from last year, still very good, but Alex Highsmith definitely has a more legitimate chance of being the starter. But either way, I think all three of those guys, we obviously know TJ is going to be the guy, but more importantly, Melvin and Alex, they're going to play a ton of snaps if they can both stay healthy, because both of those guys are really good. But Melvin, this signing right here, I absolutely love, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Also, let me know in the comment section what you like about his game. Saw a little bit of it, right? What you like, what you don't like. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby. Peace.